The BBC just covered it, and Anthropic even admitted it. People are burning their weekly Claude limit in under 2 hours, where 5-hour session caps, they're just dying in 20 minutes, and a million token context window is just chewed up in a single sitting. But everyone blaming Anthropic for this, they're just completely wrong, because there's a silent killer inside every Claude Code session, and it's just torching about 60% of every token that you pay for. It does have a name, and almost nobody's teaching it. It's called context rot. And once you actually see how it works, I promise you will not use Claude the same way again. Now, I run Claude across 3 different businesses. I've been hitting limits. My team and I, we've been rebuilding our workflows. And for the last month, we've been stress testing about 5 different habits that actually took back our usage. And that's what this video is going to be about. So let's get into it. Oh, and just a quick gut check before we actually dive in. If you guys are on the max plan thinking that this is not going to apply to you, max users are also hitting caps in about 3 hours. So if you guys have seen any Claude tip videos before, most of them just skip the actual cause. They're just giving you rules without telling you why. I'm going to fix that. All right, now the first thing that you need to understand is that context, it is not fundamentally just storage. So most people think that it is effectively just a file cabinet that Claude is pulling from when it actually needs to remember something. And that is inherently wrong. And this misunderstanding, it is going to cost you a lot of money and a lot of wasted tokens. So that's literally Anthropic's own language right there, is that context, it is quite literally Claude's working memory. It's not long-term memory, it is working memory. So here's what actually is inside that working memory on every single message that you are sending off. So you have the system prompt, you have your entire chat history, every file that Claude reads, every tool output, your claude.md file, every skill loaded, every MCP server that you have gotten plugged in. All of it, it is on every message. It's not just the new one, it is every single one. Now, an analogy that I really like is if you imagine a surgeon who has to just reread every patient chart in the hospital before operating on you, literally every single time, that is what Claude is going to be doing. And where it actually gets incredibly expensive is by message 30 in a long hypothetical session, about 98% of the tokens that you're paying for, they're just going to be rereading the past. And that's what's actually going toward helping you with your new message. So when you do hit your limit, it's not because you had sent out 30 messages. It's just because message 30 alone is burning more tokens than your first 15 combined. Okay, so now we know that context is working memory and it reloads at every single message. That right there, that is half the problem. So here's the other half. There are 4 things just stacking on top of each other right now. Number 1, this is context rot that I had previously mentioned. So researchers at Chroma, they tested 18 different frontier models and they found something incredibly brutal. So as your context gets longer, the models and their accuracy, it is just dropping. And it's not because you hit the limit. It's actually long before you hit the limit, where at 256,000 tokens, retrieval accuracy, it sits around 92%. And at a full million tokens, 78%. And it's the same model. It is the same question. It's just having more context, getting worse answers. And that right there, that is what context rot is. So Claude, it is just getting dumber as the session is going to get longer. And the rotted version, it's still billing you the full price. Number 2, it's the peak hour throttling. So Anthropic, it just throttles harder weekdays between 5 and 11 a.m. Pacific. So you have the same prompt. It's just going to be just more expensive just because of when you actually ran it. And there's not really much that you can do about this, because if you have to use it when you have to use it, there's really no way around that. Number 3 is extended thinking. So if you've got this turned on, and most people do without actually knowing it, those thinking tokens, it gets billed as output tokens. And output tokens, they actually cost about 5 times more than the input. So you're paying about a 5x tax on every prompt for reasoning that you might not even be needing. Number 4 is the prompt caching. So this has about a 5-minute lifetime. So hypothetically, you go grab a coffee, come back, and the cache is gone. So you're paying really the full freight to retokenize everything that you already paid for once. And the thing about this is that Anthropic literally says all of this in their documentation. So they're not shying away from any of it. So the features that you guys are using, the models that you pick, the length of your sessions, they're telling you right up front, you have to manage this actively. And most people just aren't. And then they complain that they're having all these usage limits when there's so much that they could be doing themselves to fix this. And it's not to say that Anthropic isn't trying to screw us over or anything like that, but even if they are, there's still a lot of things that you could be doing in your case to resolve this. All right, so before the fixes, there's going to be 3 quick tools, because if you cannot actually see the bleeding and your usage, you're not going to be able to stop it. So first, it's going to be /context. So you can run this in a very fresh session before you actually just type anything out. So this is going to just show you what is already being loaded. Now, most people, they run this for the first time and just realize that they're already about 40 to 70,000 tokens deep before any actual work has begun. And this is all just from, skills, claude.md, MCP servers, just all loading in the background. Number 2 is /cost. So you can run this mid-session really at any point, and it's going to show your burn rate. So you can run this before a task, you can run it after a task, and you'll see just exactly how much that one task has costed you. So that's going to be a mindset shift by itself. Number 3, arguably one of the most important ones, is that there's this one open source project that I stumbled on a while back. I'm not going to spoil it. You really have to see it for yourself, but basically it just pulls the log files that Claude Code is already writing on your machine, and it just turns them into this full picture of what you're burning. So it's all per session, it's per project, it's per model. And the first time you actually look at it, like, you'll see exactly where the rot, the context rot is actually hiding. So the sessions that you thought were probably cheap, they may not be cheap whatsoever. And the models that you thought you weren't using, you actually are. So it's effectively the closest thing to an X-ray for your context. And I do want to mention, if you are more of a visual person, there's going to be another one with a full dashboard UI. So it's just the same idea, it's just graphical. So I'll have both links down below in the description. Just go poke around, it's free. And if you guys want to explore those deeper, then make sure to check out our free school community as well. But once you guys do see the bleed, the fixes, they're incredibly obvious. So there's going to be about 5 habits that are what actually move the needle for me and my team. So habit number 1, this is the manual compact at 50%. So honestly, this is the biggest single win that I had gotten. So I used to just let Claude auto compact, where for weeks I would just let these sessions just run until they hit about 95% of the window. In Claude, it would just trigger the compaction itself. So it's all hands off. It's, fine and dandy, right? No, it's actually completely terrible, because by the time that auto compact is firing, the model is already at its most rotted. So it's making decisions at its dumbest fundamentally. And then it just summarizes that rotted state. You get garbage in, you get garbage out. So now I just run /compact manually at about 50% of the window. And from there, I give it a guidance line. So something just like keep the authorization module, keep the DB schema, drop the expiration, and that it is going to just tell Claude what matters instead of letting it guess while it's already going to be brain fogged. So just try this once. I promise you'll probably feel the difference in the next response. Habit number 2, /clear between any unrelated tasks. So I used to stay in just one session pretty much all day, fix a bug, then jumped to a refactor, and then just pull in a totally different file for a different feature. Now Claude, it was just hauling 3 jobs worth of context around the whole time. Now, the second that I actually switch jobs, switch tasks, I just do /clear. And people always panic when I say that, because they think that they're going to be losing work, and you're not. Your files, they're going to be staying. Your claude.md, it just reloads completely fresh, and only the conversation clutter is going to be gone. So /clear, it's probably the most underused command in Claude Code. It's also the one habit that separates people who hit their limit in 2 hours from people who would never hit it. Habit number 3, I actually picked this up from another creator. If you're not familiar with him already and you live under a rock, his name's Nate Herc. He uploads great videos. Go check him out. But anyways, full credit to him for this mechanic. It's the single highest leverage habit that I actually changed very recently, where around 60% of the window, instead of compacting, I just asked Claude for full session handoff. So where we started, what we actually decided, what is still open, which files matter for the next session, and things like write me a summary that I could paste into a brand new context. So I copy that summary, /clear, I paste it into a fresh session where I can now keep the knowledge, and then I can just dump all the rot. Now from this, my sessions, they literally got twice as long overnight, all with the same amount of work. It's quite literally the half the tokens, and I wasn't doing anything less, doing anything more. I was just stopping Claude from carrying any dead weight. Habit number 4, killing extended thinking by default. Now, most people do not know this. I covered this very briefly, but extended thinking, it's just on for a lot of people by default. So those thinking tokens, they're going to get built as output tokens, and it's 5 times more expensive than any input. So every single prompt, you're paying a 5x tax for reasoning that you might not even be needing. So if you multiply that across a whole session, and you can really see how fast it's going to be burning. So you could actually disable it inside of /config, and now you can just flip it back on with /think only when you actually need some deep reasoning, or if you need any architecture decisions or any gnarly debugging, any security stuff. And then for everything else, Claude, it's plenty smart without the thinking tax. So you can literally cut your burn on simple tasks by 1/3 just from this one simple change. Habit number 5, sub agents. So anytime that I'm doing something that's going to be reading a ton of files, or I know it's going to be reading a ton of files, or just spit out a wall of output, I do not do it in my main session. I actually spawn a sub agent. What I do instead is I spawn a sub agent, I log all of the parsing, the dependency analysis, the code-based searches, really anything where Claude is going to generate a mountain of any intermediate mess on its way to actually a small, clean answer. So the sub agent, it is essentially going to be doing the dirty work in its own context window. So all the mess, it's going to stay over there. I only am going to get the clean summary back inside of mine. And additionally to that, you can just run Haiku in the sub agent for all the grunt work, and you can keep Opus in your main session for the actual thinking. So you're paying Haiku prices, obviously much cheaper for 90% of the noise, and then Opus prices only for the real strategic stuff. And that's a huge unlock that most people just completely skim past, and then they hit their usage and start complaining and moaning at Anthropic. Now, another few kickers of some tips that not a lot of people actually utilize is keeping your CLAUDE.md under 200 lines. So that thing, it is literally loading on every single message. So if yours is about 3,000 lines and this huge manifesto, you're paying a tax on every prompt forever. Another one is converting your PDFs in HTML to Markdown before actually feeding them in. So this is just going to cut the token weight by about 60 to 90%. Now, honestly, with all of this, Anthropic has their own best practices document where you just use projects for caching, you batch request, you be specific, you monitor usage in your settings. It's all in there. I'll have the link down below in the description as well. Make sure to go ahead and read it if you guys are interested. And now, if you guys only take one thing from this video, take this. Stop treating Claude as a infinite chat window. You need to treat it as a session with a life cycle. So you start clean, you work intentionally, and then you summarize before you're forced to. And also you clear between your jobs. Like that is it. That is the entire difference between developers who are hitting their limit in 2 hours and people who never hit it. So the 1 million token window, it doesn't mean that you should always be using it, because a bigger window, it's not necessarily just a better answer. It's just more room for rot. So drop a comment and check out my other videos if you guys do want to go deeper on sub-agents or the exact CLAUDE.md setup that I'm running across my entire business. And also check out our free school community, sign up for our free AI newsletter as well. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys found some value with it. One more thing, if you are a business owner looking to implement AI into your operations, looking to multiply your team's output and their revenue per employee, then make sure to book in a call with our team. Link will be down below in the description. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.